idea what's the situation? Okay. Here, let me know when I should start talking.
So probably
No, it was like I could hear myself.
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the baseball field over here at Taylorville High School. We're getting ready for the start of this first home game of the season. That's right, opening day in Taylorville baseball as the Tornadoes face Nokomis. Nokomis making the not too long of a trip from the southern end of things here in Christian County, as they are set here on this lovely Friday afternoon. It's good temperature. I haven't actually seen what the actual temperature is. It's 83 degrees. There, that's what I'm seeing right now on the situation here, and getting set to start. The Taylorville players are actually out on the field, as you can see here on Tommy TV. We're hoping to get the folks on New Country 104.1 on, but just working through that. So we'll have a select number of baseball games covered for you on New Country 104.1 throughout the season, and well, this is one of them. Once we get that situation sorted out, of course, as Taylorville is set to face Nokomis. Both teams 1-1 on the season so far. Nokomis started the season with a 3-1 defeat away to Staunton, and then they turned it around against Mount Pulaski, and they won that one by 8-2. Taylorville also 1-1. They started off with a 10-8 win against Ocala Valley, and then they lost 6-1 to Pawnee. Now we're getting ready to start here, as the first pitch is coming in right at 4:32, and it's low for a ball, and this one came in to Nokomis' leadoff hitter Blaine Goodwin. And on the mound for the Tornadoes, it looks like that is Isaac Repsher. No, that's not Isaac Rector. That's Kason Pembroke, and that pitch is lined into center field, and that's a base hit. So Nokomis gets started here with a single right up the middle by Blaine Goodwin. Thanks for joining us here on, well, just Tommy TV for right now. I'm Reed Kamai. I'm here alongside Blaze Rogers. Blaze, how does it feel to be out here?
I mean, it feels great. I'm excited to actually be outside instead of, in the gym for once.
Yes, yeah, nice little change of scenery here, so I don't exactly mind this. Cannon Jonas is up to bat now for Nokomis with a runner on first and nobody out. First pitch is high for a ball. Goodwin is over at first, having singled just now. Brief delay as Kason Pembroke heads back over to the mound, gets set for this next pitch here. And it's a 1-0 count as the runner goes. Pitch is in there for a strike. Throw to second is not quite in time. Good throw. Just not quite quick enough for the feet there of Blaine Goodwin, who's able to get the steal of second.
I mean, it was a completely perfect play there by Taylorville. They were just, a fraction of a second too slow.
So now there's a runner on second and still nobody out for Nokomis. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that one is high and gets him right over there on the wrist. May have just gotten the padding over there, so that might have just softened the blow a bit, but Jonas is over to first, having been hit by a pitch.
That's always the scary thing. These balls are coming in. These balls are coming in at about 80, 85 miles an hour, and you're getting hit. That's like the. It's one thing to get hit in the face with a football or a basketball. Being hit by an 85 mile an hour baseball zooming at you is another thing entirely.
That's why I was so afraid of the ball when I played baseball when I was really little. So. Yeah, that's why I'm not playing right now, as Nokomis has got a runner on first and a runner on second and nobody out. Here comes the first pitch to Nolan Herbstreith, who shows bunt but takes the first pitch high for a ball. Runners on first and second here in the top of the first.
Pembroke kind of starting out slow here a little bit, obviously getting the first hit and then hitting the batter, not a great start.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike, so Pembroke already so far able to somewhat paint the corners of the plate with a couple of pitches, but otherwise finding it a little bit difficult. A decent crowd on hand. I'm not too surprised about that. 1-1 pitch, and that one's grounded right over to first, and a bit of an awkward bounce there, but it lands fair, and the play there is made by the first baseman, who is Lucas Gierlich.
Nice, smart play there by Gerlich. I wasn't super great at baseball when I played. I probably would have thrown it to third and made a really bad throw because I'm not that good.
Yeah, difficult to do when you're at first at that point. Just get the easy out, which is what happened here. Now up to the plate is Levi German. And he swings and misses at that first pitch, first whiff that we've seen in this game.
Man, obviously I've seen a lot of baseballs pitch, but it's like, man, seeing these so fast in person is like kind of scary.
It sure is. That one is swung at and missed, I think that was. I was looking down at my notes.
Man, this guy loves swinging at anything.
A chaser, kind of like I am in MLB 2K. Count is 0-2, and he swings and misses at that one and goes down swinging for out number 2. So a couple quick outs after 2 runners got on base for Nokomis.
Definitely a 360, Yeah, I was talking earlier about how Pembroke kind of started slow, but now he's in a really good situation.
Next up to the plate is Isaac Doyen. And there's another swing and a miss. That's 4 straight now. Count is 0-1, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. You've got Goodwin at third and Jonas at second. And a swing and miss there. And that's 0-2.
Pembroke kind of got to hope that he swings and misses on this next one, too, because this guy looks like he can hit it far.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch as it goes in, lays off that one just a little bit low, I think a bit outside as well. 1-2.
Doesn't necessarily need to stress too much still. I mean, he's still got 3 balls left to throw before there's a walk.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that one's lined up the middle, and it drops in. 1 run scores. Coming around for a second run, and this is going to be a play at the plate. The tag is made, and he's out. Nokomis does get 1 run, though, across the plate. That's Goodwin. But the inning does end as Nokomis goes up 1-0, and Taylorville comes to bat on the other side of this break. Tornado Baseball here on Tommy TV. We're going to get on New Country 104.1 shortly. That will be your home for a handful of baseball and softball games throughout the season. Handful of home games. I don't think we'll be traveling at all, at least not until the playoffs. We will travel for any playoff games that we have over there on New Country 104.1. Let's go get my glasses on because I don't want dirt blowing into my eyes. So I'm doing that right now. And Taylorville is getting ready to come to bat. Actually, let's take a look at their starting lineup. I didn't get to do that for Nokomis as we were trying to sort things out here. So let's do that for Taylorville. We've got Isaac Repsher leading it off for the Tornadoes. Colton Gatton bats second. Max Greamy is coming in to bat third. And then Kason Pembroke will hit cleanup. Carter Kaplan is the fifth batter in the lineup. Zayden Donaldson will come up sixth. Fallon Turner is seventh in the order. Then we've got Drew Morgan batting eighth, and Lucas Gerlich will bat ninth. So that again, Repsher, Gatton, Greamy, Pembroke, Kaplan, Donaldson, Turner, Morgan, and Gerlich coming up to bat for the Tornadoes. So there he is, Isaac Repsher, a name we've said so many times, over on a field not too far from here. Man, I miss those days. But it is nice to be out here for some baseball. Opening day.
I mean, yeah, obviously it's nice, but, you know, I would like it maybe a little less hot.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Seems like we're just getting the extremes nowadays. Here comes the first pitch, and that one is high and outside for a ball.
You know, it's always difficult, I feel like, you know, if you're a righty pitcher having to pitch for a lefty.
And that one is low and outside for a ball. So we've gone high and outside, low and inside. And let's take a look at who's on the mound after this pitch, which is fouled away to the right side. And on the mound for Nokomis is Cannon Jonas, who pitched 1 inning in their last game. That was the 8-2 win against Mount Pulaski. He gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs and struck out a batter. High outside for a ball, so it is 3-0 as he's fallen behind in the count here to Repsher. Here comes the 3-and, I think that was actually 3-1. Now it's 3-2 on that strike on the corner. You can tell he's been aiming for that corner, just
sometimes
he get it at a good rate.
Successful, yeah.
Yep. All right, here's the payoff pitch. That one's low, and that's ball 4. Repsher knows it, and on he goes to first.
You know, obviously, the way to start a game, you know, as a pitcher, walking someone first up is not the greatest way to start it. But if you're Taylorville right now, I mean, like, that's, like, exactly how you want it.
Colton Gatton now is up to the plate with a runner on first here and nobody out. So both teams starting their first innings with getting a runner on base. And that's a long shot to right field, but it curls foul. There's actually a bit of curve on that one.
When I see Colton Gatton swinging or Max Greamy swinging, I mean, like, if I'm parked all the way over there, I'd be a little worried my car's going to get hit. I'm going to have to pay for a new windshield.
I do feel for those cars there. They're really taking a risk, I must say.
There's got to be somewhere better to park, right?
I guess so, yeah. There comes the second pitch, and that's a line drive to right field. Gutting over to try to make the catch, and did he make the catch? He did, out in right field. And getting over there is, for Nokomis, Dylan Yeski. Had to drive over there as fast as he could to make that grab.
I mean, man, that's just an insanely athletic play. I mean, that's ridiculous.
And it had that same curve blaze that we were talking about earlier. That one just stayed in bounds, or in fair territory. Didn't matter at that point since he, of course, made the catch. Throw back to first, not in time, as Max Greamy is up to the plate. That's the player you were alluding to earlier. So first pitch about to come into Max Greamy. At least I think that's who it is. First pitch is a ball, 1-0.
Greamy is kind of put as a designated hitter kind of spot as of right now. You know, he's still, you know, coming off of an injury. You know, he's still trying to recover from that. So basically all he can do right now is hit.
Takes that strike on the inside part of the plate. Cannon Jonas pitching just his second inning so far of the season. Although that does actually exclude what happened in the first game. Didn't have any details about that, as that one was fouled away. Did you see where that went, please?
No, I didn't even hear it hit the ground or anything. Huh.
Yeah, maybe it's like a video game where it disappeared because of sprite limitations. I'm just making things up here. 1-2 the count to Greeny. We've got a runner on first. That's Repshire more specifically. Swing there, and that one's popped foul over to the right side, and getting underneath that is the first baseman, and making the catch that time is Levi German for out number 2.
Taylorville right now, I mean, this is not what you needed at all. You started out strong, but now you've had 2. I mean, that one was just a can of corn right there. Uh-oh.
2 outs, and yep, don't mind me. I'm just dropping things right into the dirt. Well, actually, it came out okay. Throw over to first, not in time on the pickoff attempt. All right, here we go. I think we're getting things a little bit better sorted here. Maybe. All right, 2 outs. Runner on first for the Tornadoes. That pitch low, strike, says the umpire there. Just caught a little bit of the plate for Kason Pembroke, who's at the plate. Pembroke's also been on the mound for the Tornadoes. And that one's popped up, and that's into shallow left field. Going back, that's the shortstop, and no, he didn't read that. That one's just fallen on the ground there. And both runners are safe. Repshire, of course, would have taken off with 2 outs there.
Kind of a lucky break there for Taylorville. I mean, that was easy money there, and just they couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, we don't have word on any official scoring, but but in my view, that would go down as an error to the shortstop.
Well, it was an error to someone. I just couldn't tell which person with the position.
Yeah, I think the shortstop there, Glenn, was closest to it. All right, here comes the first pitch then to Carter Kaplan, who takes a low for a ball. And we're just finding the dirt right at the end of it. And Kaplan did not chase. Nokomis has got 1 run on the board. Nothing for Taylorville yet in the bottom of the first. 2-0.
You know, it's real interesting. You look at Taylorville's sideline, or you look at Taylorville's dugout. I mean, it is filled to the brim with players. They've got players everywhere. And then you look at, obviously Nokomis, and it's just, there's only like 5, 6 or so guys left in the dugout.
Well, there could be some who are sat further back where we have a bit of an angle disadvantage, at least in that sense, to work with. But well, I don't really know. Count is 3-0 with Carter Kaplan at the plate, and he takes the strike.
Kind of interesting, obviously, my old coaches used to tell me if you have 3, if it's 3 and, it's not full count, if you have 3 balls, you can take one. But, right there, that was right down the middle.
3-1 pitch, fouled back, and that's a full count. Yeah, really good turnout here, I must say. Not surprised with it being opening day. Nokomis only about a 20-minute drive from here, I think. Maybe less than that.
Those balls that get hit in the foul territory or go out of the field, or out of the baseball diamond in any sort of professional baseball, MLB, minor leagues, even in these games. I mean, it's always horrifying to see a ball just sort of coming your way.
And that's a strike there, and that's strike 3 as Jonas battles back from down 3-0 to get the out there and end the inning. Taylorville gets a couple runs or runners on the pads, but no runs. It's 1-0 Nokomis after 1 inning. Tornado baseball here on Tommy TV. Nokomis leads this one 1-0 as we go into the top of the second inning. Let's see, I think Luke Eisenbarth, is the one who is due to bat in this inning. Yeah, Luke Eisenbarth. So too Dylan Yeski and Landon Glenn we'll be expecting to see at the plate for this one, as they look to stretch their 1-0 lead, maybe get a couple more hits off Kason Pembroke, something that they were able to do at least early on in that first inning.
It's going to be interesting if, Pembroke decides to switch something up here. Obviously, that first inning wasn't great because, Nokomis got on the board almost immediately. But, it would be interesting to see Pembroke try to switch something up.
Yeah, I'll just be wanting to hit the corners more accurately, and does so there, forces a whiff there from Eisenbarth for strike one. Eisenbarth, last time out, went 1 for 3, got a run on the board in that game. That was a win against Mount Pulaski. Let's see, 0-1 pitch outside, as Eisenbarth is reluctant to chase that pitch. That would have been a little bit of a stretch.
Good snag there by the catcher, Donaldson. I mean, man, if his arms were just a little bit shorter, that's going nowhere. I mean, that's going way back there.
Takes the strike that time. That was sort of a right down the middle pitch, a little bit low. Lower, at least, in the zone.
Little low. I've seen, what catchers do if it's a low. They'll grab it and then immediately go back up to the middle to make it seem like maybe the ump didn't see it.
1-2, that one's high.
Yeah, there was no way you're going to trick the ump on that.
Yeah, just a slightly early release there. Seen that a couple times in this game. Count is 2-2 now. And a swing and a miss. And that's strike 3, as there's another K on the board for Pembroke.
That's how you want to start an inning. With the thing with Nokomis is that you see all their guys, they're swinging at a lot.
And we'll see how that changes Pembroke's thinking, as that first pitch is fouled off. That one's going back towards the parking lot behind the press box.
Well, someone's going to go grab a souvenir.
I would if I weren't commentating. 0-1 pitch about to come in. And that one just, I don't know if that was inside or up, but umpire says that was out of the zone, so 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch now from Pembroke. There's a strike, 1-2. And at the plate right now, by the way, is Dylan Yeski. Yeski went 1 for 3 with an RBI in that win against Mount Pulaski. That one, check swing, hit foul over to the right side. Nokomis in that last game against Mount Pulaski, they were down 2-1 entering the top of the 7th. Then they put up 7 runs in that top half of the 7th. Talk about turning the game on its head.
Yeesh.
And that one, I think, just missed there. Donaldson also unable to grab it.
Bounced off the ground there, yeah.
Yeah.
Little low.
Yeah. So here comes now the 2-2 pitch. There it is, called strike 3, as Dylan Yeski goes down looking, out number 2.
You could tell there that Yeski kind of wanted to swing, but at that same time he was sort of doubting himself. Or maybe it was he knew he should have swung, but he was hesitant to. You can see him kind of stepping forward into it.
2 outs now as Landon Glenn comes to the plate. Fouls the first pitch back. There's another souvenir.
Maybe I should start betting on these games about how many balls are going to go out of bounds. Or going just out of the diamond.
Well, it's a matter of time before one of them gets near us. Pitch outside 1-1, and I'll tell you what, Blaze, even with the netting in front of us, which is, you know, there to protect us, well, we hope it does, like, I still flinch.
Yeah,
I still flinch as
there's
as
a
if
little
it's
too
headed
much
my way.
leeway on this net.
That is actually a little bit concerning, so yeah, please don't hit us. Is that okay? That one's low, 2-1.
Well, I think as long as, you know, all their batters are right-handed, we have a little better of a chance of not getting hit.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That's fouled away. Now it's 2-2.
And how many is that now? Like 5?
5 pitches?
Or no, five that have gone out.
Yeah. No, there've been plenty of those. And that one's low in the dirt. Brings it to a full count. I wonder if the efficiency issue is going to maybe play a factor later in this game, maybe even in an inning or two. And that one's low, again in the dirt, ball 4.
That is not what you needed. You were 1 strike away from, you know, going back to batting, and, you know, you just throw it right into the dirt. I understand trying to get them to swing at a pitch that may not be perfect, but, I mean, you got to get it to hit the dirt after the plate.
So now up is Carter Wexton, who takes a ball to start things off. And that one is lined into right field, drops fair in shallow right field. Having to get over to make the play is Kaplan, and over at third is Landon Glenn, and actually into second standing up is Wexton as he's got an extra base hit. And now Nokomis, with 2 outs, they get 2 runners in scoring position.
A little bit of miscommunication there. You could tell that Colton Gatton wanted to throw it to second, but Drew Morgan was nowhere to be seen.
That just allows the runner to get to second. Takes that first pitch for a strike. This, by the way, Blaine Goodwin, who's back at the plate. He singled and scored the game's only run. You know, he might be able to add some more for his side. That one's a grounder to second. Morgan has to pick it up, make a quick play, throws over to first, and gets the out as Taylorville gets out of the inning unscathed, but a couple runners left on base for Nokomis. They lead 1-0. Taylorville back out to bat after this. Tornado Baseball here on Teleme TV. Taylorville coming up to bat for the bottom of the second inning. They are down 1-0 to Nokomis. Zayden Donaldson will lead it off. Then Fallon Turner and Drew Morgan are set to bat for the Tornadoes in this inning. So he'll get started here, Zayden Donaldson. And he is out in the field as a catcher. So here he comes then. First pitch is high for a ball to Donaldson. Taylorville got runners to first and second in the first inning, and this looks to be a quick first out as that one's grounded over, and Wexton is the one who makes the throw.
It's always difficult trying to get on base when you just, hit straight ground. It doesn't really go anywhere. Giving it straight to the second baseman, I mean, it's always frustrating when you do that.
First pitch high for a ball as now up to the plate is Fallon Turner. And Turner for the Tornadoes fouls that second pitch away. Where did that one go? No, you didn't see either.
No. There's been a few of those.
Yeah. And Turner is a sophomore for Taylorville. Second pitch, strike. One and two rather, with one out. Oh, that was a ricochet there off someone.
That hit the ump's mask.
Okay.
Or I think that hit the ump.
Whoever it hit,
maybe it hit both of them.
Well, yeah. Whatever the case, I think they came out unscathed.
That's why they have those masks. That's why they have those face guards.
That one's popped up over to the right side, drifting over there, trying to make the catch, is getting underneath it, and not making the catch. That was Dylan Yeski. I think he was just caught out a bit there. I feel like the ball might have blended in into the sky. I think that's what would have happened to me. So it drops in, and remaining at bat now is Turner. We want to welcome those of you joining us on New Country 104.1. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Reed Kama here alongside Blaze Rogers. We're into the bottom of the second inning of the first home game of the season for the Tornadoes between Taylorville and Nokomis. Nokomis leads 1-0, and Taylorville's got one out here in the bottom of the second inning. 2-2 the count with Fallon Turner at the plate. And that next pitch is low and inside, so it's a full count now with Turner at the plate.
Turner's had to duck his head a few times here.
And now grounding that one, is that just barely foul? That looked like it was straddling the line, at least from this view. We don't have a great view of the third base line, but that was a rather close call there.
Couldn't exactly see. We're not in the best situation to see angle here.
3-2 the count now. 3-2 the count still, I suppose, after that foul ball. Is throwing here, and that one's a fly ball into right field. That's deep. That's all the way to the wall. Adios! Fallon Turner equalizes this one with a deep shot to right that just barely stays fair.
I mean, man, that was just absolutely insane. I did not think that ball was I thought that ball was going straight to the outfielder there. But then I saw him turn his head, and I realized, oh, wait a minute. It's gone.
It sure is. Get right between some of the parked cars there, which is a good outcome for them. Good outcome for the Tornadoes, too. It's a 1-all ball game here in the bottom of the second.
Do insurances cover your windshield getting busted in by a baseball?
You'd have to read your policy for that one. Popped up to second. Wexton gets under it to make the catch, and that's 2 gone in the inning as Drew Morgan was the one to pop that out. That home run, by the way, sponsored by Taylorville Community Credit Union. It's also a $5 donation from Scooter's Coffee to the Tornado Sports Boosters. They're donating $5 for every Tornado home run by varsity baseball and softball teams.
I'm guessing the reason they upped the price is because it's a lot harder to hit a home run than score a 3.
I would imagine so, as a strike is called there by Lucas Gerlich. Here comes the second pitch. That's grounded to short, and picking that one up is Glenn. He steps forward and makes the throw to first. A bit of an awkward one, but the catch is made, and that's the end of the inning. Well, Taylorville gets a run on the board from that Fallon Turner home run. It's 1-1. This is Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Our coverage is sponsored by your Taylorville McDonald's, where I'm loving it and they love the Tornadoes. It's also sponsored by Taylorville Community Credit Union, the Senior Citizens of Christian County, Country Financial Agent Nicole Patrick, and Scooter's Coffee. Top of the third inning now as Nokomis comes to the plate. This is Cannon Jones to lead it off, with Kason Pembroke still on the mound, dealing for Taylorville. Here comes the first pitch here in this top half of the third. That one is high for a ball. It's 1-1 between Taylorville and Nokomis.
I've always thought it was kind of hard pitching to someone tall because or you kind of overestimate their, their batter's box. Or you, never mind.
You mean the strike zone?
Yeah, that's what I meant. My brain wasn't there.
Well, neither was mine. Neither has mine been for much of this so far. As we get things sorted out with New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV, as a swing and a miss comes in there on Cannon Jones. So the count is now 2-1. No one on here with the top of the third, and that one is high from Pembroke, 3-1.
You've seen almost every pitch here has been kind of a little high.
That's a good pitch right down the middle, and Jones does not go after it, so it's a full count.
Well, you can already forget what I just said.
Yep, commentator's curse. Payoff pitch, and that one's fouled away towards the batting cage. It's not really a batting cage, it's because it's netted off.
Yeah.
Rather than it being a chain link fence. All right, the count here 3-2 with Jones at the plate, and he takes that one for a ball 4. He knew right away that that one was a ball and heads over to first. So there's a runner on first and nobody out in a 1-1 ball game in the top of the third.
This game's going to be very interesting, as we can already see here.
Coming up to the plate now, Nolan Herbstreet, who hit a sacrifice the first time up. So yet to register a formal at-bat in the game. Takes that strike there on the low inside corner.
Umpire had to think about that for a second.
So Jonas is over at first. Actually, he's without a formal at-bat in this game, having been hit by a pitch his first time up, and then he drew the walk. Takes a swing and miss. Does Herbstreit there. He's down 0-2, a bit late on that one.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need after, last time up where you walked someone, starting out 0-2.
So here comes the 0-2 pitch, and going here is the runner, and the throw there well late, as it was also outside for a ball, as Jones steals second. And we go on, 1-2.
It's the most steals I've seen in a while. I mean, I remember when I played baseball, it was a steal basically every play, or every pitch.
1-2, and swings and misses at that one. So Herbstreit goes down swinging, and that's the first out of the inning. Still a 1-1 ball game here in the top of the third. Up now is Levi German. He struck out his first time up. That one's popped up. Tracking back is the catcher Donaldson, but that just barely goes into the stands. Or not even into the stands, technically, just where some folks are sitting. I'm concerned about them.
Little nervous there.
Yeah.
If you're standing right there.
Well, no, they're sitting.
Yeah,
they're sitting, so it's like it's hard to get out of the way.
Yeah, because I couldn't even see where it went. And
yeah.
The only way I even knew where it was going was because Donaldson saw it.
That strikeout a moment ago, by the way, brought to you by the senior citizens of Christian County. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's low.
I think that's actually the first time German hasn't swung at one of the pitches.
I think you're right, actually, because, yeah, I think he was the one who went 3 pitches, 3 swings, 3 misses. Now there's another layoff as it's 2-1 the count now.
Now he's being a little more conservative about it.
Yeah, conservative, selective, and I think just kind of feeling his way through getting pitched from Kason Pembroke. Another layoff, that one low and inside, 3-1. So Pembroke's really kept these hitters guessing about where these pitches are going to go. Just hasn't quite been able to land all of them. Still a 1-1 ball game, 1 out in the top of the third. That one's lined up the middle, and not pulling up that one is Hughes. And coming home to try to score here is the runner. That throws long, and it does allow someone to advance to second. Well, that someone is, of course, Levi German. And that was all from Hughes, not able to come up with that one.
Hughes is going to be beating himself up about that. I mean, it was an awkward bounce, but you have to be able to bring that ball in.
So a couple of errors on that play, letting the runners advance. That one is going down in my book as actually 2 separate errors, of one for each base that German was able to gain, as that next pitch grounded over to third, looks to second, then throws to first to get the out there. And going down immediately is Isaac Doyen. And that's out number 2.
I could have swore there were already 2 outs.
Just 2 outs for right now. 2-1 is the score by which Nokomis leads Taylorville in this first home game of the season for the Tornadoes. That's a deep shot to center, having to track back, and he can't, as that one bounces all the way to the fence. Repture has to make the throw. Coming home to score is Levi German. Throw into second is just in time. Now, they say the run is valid. That scoring just before the out was made. So German crosses the plate as Eisenbarth is out over at second. So it's 3-1 Nokomis going into the bottom of the third inning. This is Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Nokomis with a couple runs in the top of the third, and they go back in front 3-1. Cannon Jonas is back on the mound for the away side, and Isaac Repsher, the game's leadoff hitter, is also the bottom of the third's leadoff hitter. He stands in and takes a ball.
Repsher got walked last time. Let's see if it happens again.
We indeed will find out as he takes the 1-1 pitch for the strike there. Or a 1-0 pitch for a strike. Now it's 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that one's high.
I mean, the catchers these games have been pretty good.
Yeah, they've had to get a couple difficult pitches from both pitchers, and that one's fouled away. Where's that one going?
It's gone. Somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's, again, another one of those sprite limitation disappearances.
Maybe I'm just blind. Maybe I need glasses.
2-2, and that one's in the dirt for Repsher, so the count is 3-2. 3-1 Nokomis over Taylorville. Both sides 1-1 on the season coming into today. That's a shot into center field, tracking back to make the catch is Goodwin, and he does. Just a handful of feet from the wall, as that's the first out of the inning.
Those are always annoying when you hit those. Like the ones that you hit super deep and you're like, oh man, that was awesome. I'm going to get maybe even to third base, and then they catch it. And it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, that's like, oh man, I know plenty of baseball games I've been to where the entire crowd stands up because they think that one's going yard. First pitch fouled back by Colton Gatton. One out here in the bottom of the third. Nokomis up 3-1 over the Tornadoes. Gatton flew out his first time up. First pitch high for another ball. I think the count is, the count is 1-1. The scoreboard was not displaying that correctly, but now we're set. Another pitch fouled away. This one going well back. Away from us.
It looks like it just barely got over the press box.
Yeah, just barely. 1-2. And I think we're out of balls. That's the problem. A slight delay here. So just trying to get some of these balls back. One of the Taylorville coaches actually had to come out of the dugout to send a ball over to Jonas on the mound from Nokomis. Count now 1-2 with one out. Popped up, and that's over to the right side, right about at first base, as German gets underneath it and makes the catch. That was an interesting situation there because you had the runner there, Gatton, running right towards him. Both of them actually sort of in each other's way.
And he could have ran like right into him, and then he couldn't catch the ball. What the heck, man?
I'm pretty sure there's a rule in there that would have ruled Gatton out.
Oh yeah, well,
or maybe worse than that.
Even if he didn't catch it, I mean, he may have still gotten out because he had to get off the baseline.
Fouled back is that first pitch from Max Greamy. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Nokomis 3, Taylorville 1. Here on opening day.
The start of this inning, not really the inning Taylorville needed right now. They needed to be able to tie this game up.
Another pitch fouled away there. That one just getting over the netting. And the umpires indeed have to get another ball from the Taylorville dugout. Too many foul balls here. Count is 0-2. Taylorville got their only run from a home run from Fallon Turner back in the second inning. Nokomis with 1 run in the first and 1 in the third, or 2 in the third rather. 1-2 the count after that pitch. I think that was just inside to Max Greamy.
I was about to get upset because I thought that was about to be a strike.
1-2 the count here as that pitch is, oh, that's deep to right center field. That one is going all the way. Adios! Max Greamy this time for the Tornadoes. He takes it to right center field where a couple of fans are sitting, and he cuts the deficit in half.
I mean, just Taylorville has so many power hitters. I mean, it is absolutely insane. We saw Fallon Turner hit one earlier. We obviously know Colton Gatton can hit one, and we obviously know that Max Greamy can hit it so far. I mean, that looked like it almost crossed the street.
You could well have, as the Tornadoes celebrate in style in the dugout. It is 3-2 Nokomis here in the bottom of the third.
I'd hate to be the guy that has to go pick that up.
Popped up there from Kaysen Pembroke into foul territory on the right side. Getting underneath it, can't make the catch as that one goes off the glove there of, I think that was Levi German. He's been kept busy in this game in terms of fielding.
I feel like there should be a rule where if the guy is, if the
yes,
infielder or outfielder is going out into foul territory to go get the ball and it like hits him, but he doesn't catch it, I feel like the run should count. Or like when he gets on base, yeah, he shouldn't have to swing again.
The pitch there taken a strike, so that's 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count now, and that's outside 1-2. I feel like with that kind of rule, then the umpires would have to judge like if the ball actually touched the mitt, which could be difficult if it only like barely grazed it.
Yeah.
That one's grounded to second. Wexton gets over to pick it up and throw to first, and that's the end of the inning. But Taylorville gets another run, this time Max Greamy hitting the home run, so it's 3-2 Nokomis after 3 innings here on Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV, getting into the top of the 4th inning where Nokomis leads 3-2. It was 3-1 until the home run by Max Greamy, which, by the way, is sponsored by Taylorville Community Credit Union, and it also results in another donation of $5 by Scooter's Coffee to the Tornado Sports Boosters.
It's going to be interesting because as of right now, every run that Taylorville has had has been from a home run.
That is true.
Maybe they'll win just based off of home runs. They're that'd be kind of funny.
Up to bat now for Nokomis, Dylan Yeski. He struck out looking last time up. Grounds that one up the middle. Coming in from third is the third baseman, and the throw there from Gatton to Gerlich is successful, if a bit gutsy, for out number 1.
Kind of looked a little scary there what happened with Gerlich. It looked like he fell over and like his leg broke. Golly.
One quick out as Landon Glenn is now up to the plate. Nokomis trying to get something going to stretch their 1-run lead. And a swing and the miss on that first pitch there.
That was just a swing in the dirt.
Yep. Nokomis did get the out. No, never mind. That was not an out at the to start their third inning at bat, as the second pitch is high for a ball.
I think Pembroke so far, what we've seen out of him is that he's really, really good at, you know, misdirection with these pitches because they're going everywhere.
Fooling the hitters at times. That one's grounded over to third. Gatton this time with an easier throw, and he makes that one for out number 2.
I mean, that's the perfect way to start an inning when you're down.
So 2 outs now in the inning. And coming up to the plate this time is Carter Wexton. Wexton had a couple plays to make out on defense. That one's lined back towards some of the supporters. Foul. He doubled last time up. And then was left on second.
Some of these batting stances I just can't get over. Like, you see how, like, he's twirling his bat?
I would assume he's trying to build up some strength as he does foul that second pitch off 0-2.
I get that, but there's just some, like, I used to just have it here when I played baseball, but I've seen people, like, do this. I've seen people, like, stand straight up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, everyone does it a little bit differently.
Everybody does it different, but especially, like, the ones where they're, like, out here and they have the bat twirling.
Yeah. Again, I would presume they're just trying to build some strength. There's a swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning as Wexton goes down swinging. 3-2 Nokomis going into the bottom of the 4th. This is Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1. Oh, I forgot to mention Tommy TV there. What I should have done was I should have just tested it here. We're all open now. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I used to. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. I forgot to mention that last part. At the end of that last inning, we're into the bottom of the 4th inning as Taylorville trails Nokomis 3-2 in this first home baseball game of the 2026 season. Great atmosphere here. I love this. Carter Kaplan is at the plate and takes the first pitch just barely outside for a ball. Or inside, rather.
Those are always super hard for umps because they can always be a little inconsistent when it's just barely outside.
So difficult there, and a short ball into the center field, just out of the reach of the shortstop Glenn, and that drops in as Kaplan gets a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was for me. I remember, you know, when I played baseball, I've said that a few times, but that's basically the furthest I could hit. Just barely over the shortstop, barely over the second baseman. That was the furthest I was getting.
Well, it's better than anything I did. Zayden Donaldson now at the plate for Taylorville. He grounded out his last time up, takes the first pitch high for a ball. Kaplan's over at first, having just singled to lead off this inning. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that's a deep one into left field, but that should stay in bounds. And the catch there is made by Petty. And that is the first out of the inning. Caden Petty, by the way, making that catch. I'm pretty sure he is the flex player. Still 3-2 Nokomis over Taylorville in the bottom of the 4th inning. Up to the plate now is Fallon Turner, who homered his last time up. Check over at first, and back to the bag in time is Kaplan.
This one should be interesting because I feel like this pitcher would be a little bit more weary when pitching to Turner here.
That one high and inside, just having a duck there, was Turner.
Never mind, he went straight for his head.
All right, 1-0 count now, with Turner still at the plate and Kaplan at first. That one's in the dirt this time. So both pitchers going high, going low, little of everything. Count is 2-0. And 3-0 now, as that pitch in a similar position as the first one.
I mean, these are getting real close to his head, and I mean, he's doing what Thor didn't do.
Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that, just catches the zone that time on the inside part of the plate, it looked like. And I think his home run back in the second inning, I think he didn't take too many pitches. So a bit of a longer at-bat as that one's popped up over towards second. Carter Wexton underneath it. He makes the catch easily enough. Didn't have to step too far over to do so. And that's out number 2. Up now comes Drew Morgan to the plate. He flew out last time up.
There's been a couple can of corns here. I mean, they're all popping up.
3-2 Nokomis still in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs in the inning, and that's line back foul right off the backstop there. So it's an 0-1 count now to Drew Morgan. Throw back to first is not in time. So the count is still 0-1 with Drew Morgan at the plate. And another pickoff attempt. Tornadoes with both of their runs off home runs.
Man, this pitcher's really worried he's going to steal.
And Kaplan looks like he wants to steal as that one's a short fly ball into right center field. Getting over there, can't make the catch as Yeski dove over. Coming around third, looking to score. No, never mind. They hold him back as that's a good throw in from the right fielder, Yeski. It is a double as Drew Morgan puts 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
Man, I mean, that was a really good hit from Morgan there, but more, I think, a little bit more impressive is Yeski kind of saving the run there.
Yeah, well, you could see the third base coach. He was initially waving the runner around to try to score. I was confident that that's what was going to happen. It was going to be not only a run scored, but an easy play at the plate, and that's not what happened. That would have been the tying run. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. See, batter and our 2 basemen here talking with their third base coach real quick. Maybe talking about what happens if there's a messed up pitch, or if Gerlich hits it a little far.
Lucas Gerlich is indeed the one to come to the plate after this mound conference, as Nokomis' head coach Donovan Riley talks with his players, his infielders at least. So here comes Lucas Gerlich. It's a 3-2 game. You're in the bottom of the 4th. A pair of outs. Here comes the pitch. First pitch of this one, and it's in the dirt for a ball. Gerlich looked like he wanted to go after it. Held up, though.
When you're looking at this Taylorville lineup, you're like, man, there aren't a lot of weak links to this lineup. And everyone's talking about like, you're only as strong as your weakest link, but it's like there really isn't a weak link in this batting lineup.
You are not the weakest link. Hello, is I guess the way to say it. 1-0 the count, and it's 2-0 after that high delivery to Gerlich.
Like, I knew I didn't have enough time to say that, but it was like, you look at this lineup, and it's just, I mean, you really can't say you're not confident that anyone here can, hit it home.
Yeah, plenty of good attributes from everyone on this team as that's fouled away to the right side, just escapes the enclosure. So everyone heads back, and we resume with a 2-1 count, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 2-1 the count here with Gerlich at the plate. Runners on second and third. Kaplan's at third. Morgan's at second. And it's a 3-2 game with Taylorville the one behind. A hit here should at least tie this one up. Line foul on the right side. Now it's definitely 2-2.
I mean, Gerlich's hit it over there a few times. You could tell that probably the right fielder and first baseman are going to be scooting right a little, or scooting to their left a little bit.
Yeah, the fielders on the right side shifted a little bit, and it's a called strike 3. That one was right in the middle. Easy decision there for the umpire as Taylorville strands 2, and they're still down 1 after 4 innings. This is Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV.
They only made about 20 Facebook posts.
Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Nokomis getting ready to come to bat here in the top of the 5th, and they are up 3-2 here against the Tornadoes. They'll have their game's leadoff hitter, Blaine Goodwin, leading it off, and then Cannon Jonas and Nolan Herpstreith are set to bat afterwards. Great atmosphere here, great weather. It's not too sunny. A little bit of a breeze, as you can probably tell, with it coming into our mics. That one's grounded over to third. Right there to make the grab is Gatton. He doesn't have to move, just makes the throw to first. Bit of a short throw, but gets it in time for out number 1.
Looking at that pitch there from Pembroke, that was definitely one of his slower pitches so far. You can tell, you might be getting a little bit tired.
We could see, and we did have a couple of those longer plate appearances. I think that was in the 2nd inning. So, that could be adding up. Cannon Jonas now up to the plate. Takes that pitch for a strike. Jonas yet to register a formal at-bat because he was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning and then walked in the 3rd inning, and he came around to score. That one's in the dirt, so that's 1-1 the count now. Jonas also stole 2nd. He advanced to 3rd on the play there by Levi German that actually originally went down as an error and then ended up scoring thanks to the throwing error. After the ball got into the outfield as Jonas swings and misses at that one. It's 1-2 the count now.
So you're saying he basically has every stat recorded except for a hit.
Yeah, pretty much. A hit or an out, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's the good stat. That's the stat you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. Count 1-2 now. with Jonas at the plate. He grounds that one to second, a little chopper as Morgan gets on it and then throws to first. And another close play there, but the out is still made, and it's 2 gone.
So now he really has every stat recorded except for a hit.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, there you go. 0-1 in this game. Nokomis up 3-2 here in the top of the 5th. We play 7 innings, by the way, in high school baseball. Of course, if a team is leading by double digits after 5 or 6 innings, then the game ends immediately. And if the teams can't be separated, of course, after 7 innings, we will go to extras. Line drive into shallow center field. Just stepping back and letting that drop is Isaac Repscher. And it's a quick base hit. That's Nolan Herbstreet, who's aboard with a 2-out single.
Kind of, you know, you're looking at Repscher there, kind of slowed down there. It makes you wonder if he could have gotten to there on time.
And a pinch runner comes in for Nokomis, and we'll just try to get confirmation of that for you shortly. I can tell you that there is a pinch runner on, then it's just a matter of who it is. And we'll look to figure that out for you. And it looks like it is Lane Herbstreet. So Lane comes on for Nolan. The change there is made, and he goes directly, a swing and a miss, and the throw into second, and they can't make the play. Just there to try to grab that one. For Taylorville was Carter Kaplan, but he couldn't hold on to the ball. And I think it would have been in time otherwise.
I mean, man, that's got to be frustrating there. You see, that's the second time Hughes has done that where the ball, you know, it goes into his glove or it hits him, and he's just not able to he's not able to bring it in.
It's tricky to read the bounce. It did take a little bit of a hop, but still, that's something you practice enough, I would imagine, and you can then make those plays. The count is 1-1 to Levi German. He swung and missed at that first pitch as the steal was completed there. 1-1 pitch comes in, and that finds the zone. Lower part of it, 1-2 the count.
Looks like Donaldson may have may have framed it right there. Did a little bit of framing, make it look like it was more, you know, right down the middle.
1-2 the count now. 3-2 Nokomis leads over Taylorville here in the top of the 5th. 2 outs in the inning. 1-2 the count to Levi German, with Lane Herbstreet over at second and is a pinch runner. That one goes low, goes back to the backstop. That should allow Herbstreet to advance to third. He's in standing up.
That is the last thing they needed to go right through Donaldson's legs.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of low pitches. This one, it felt like it didn't have as much of a late descent. So then I would think it's easier for it to kind of get through the legs or to kind of squirm through it, whereas otherwise it would take more of a hop. And a swing and miss there, and going down that time is Levi German, and that does strand Herbstreet over at third. No runs as Taylorville comes back to the plate, as it's 3-2 Nokomis, Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. getting into the bottom of the 5th inning, and Nokomis still leads this one 3-2. No runs for either team since the 3rd inning. Taylorville went behind in the top of the 1st, and then they responded in the bottom of the 2nd through that Fallon Turner home run. And then Nokomis got themselves a pair of runs in the top of the 3rd, thanks to a couple errors, before the home run from Max Greamy made it 3-2, and that's the scoreline that we're at right now as we're into the bottom of the 5th. Getting set to bat here, Isaac Repsher. He has now led off the inning on 3 occasions in this game, including the bottom of the 1st. So Repsher, Gatton, and Greeny set to bat here. The Nokomis infielders finishing up their conversations over there, and now getting ready to get us started here. Repsher digs in over on the left side. Here comes the first pitch. And that one catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1 to Isaac Repsher.
I mean, that is just, that's exactly where you want to put it. I mean, maybe you could have put it in one of the corners a little more, but I mean, man, that was just a really good pitch.
That one's low outside, ball 1, and a quick update for Nokomis. Looks like pitching now, if I'm reading that number right, is Blaine Goodwin. So they've made a little bit of a change here. I'm going to have to keep an eye on who all is out there. That 3rd pitch is outside for a ball. We'll just look to get confirmation here on who's pitching. Yeah, it looks like it is Blaine Goodwin, if I'm reading that correctly.
If you're a right-handed pitcher, I'd be a little worried because those are real outside.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Outside and low this time for a ball. And Goodwin did not pitch at all last time out, so still getting those very early season reps. This is for ball 4, so a couple pitches on the outside allow Repsher to access first.
And that's the 2nd time that Repsher's been walked. I guess, you know, it pays off to be a lefty.
1 out, or nobody out. No, nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. And up to bat now is Colton Gatton. Gatton going up against Blaine Goodwin now on the mound. That one's into the dirt for a ball. Still 3-2 Nokomis here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Taylorville looking for a response.
Some dogs barking out here.
Makes me a little bit nervous. I'm not terribly comfortable around dogs, so hopefully they'll just stay away from me, as that pitch just barely stays away from the strike zone on the inside part of the plate. So it's 2-0 to Colton Gatton. He is 0 for 2 in this game, flying out both times.
Wind's starting to pick up.
It sure is. And that's a check swing grounder up the right side, and that one gets into the outfield, gets both of the runners safe, as Repsher is over to 2nd, and Gatton's on at 1st there. We've seen a couple of check swing hits, and there's another one.
Be a perfect moment here for Greamy to, you know, hit another home run real quick, you know, put him up by 2.
Yeah, I'm having to do the math there, as Max Greamy does step up to the plate. He, of course, homered last time out in one of his side's 2 runs. They're still down a run. Greamy could change that with a swing of the bat here. I bet he'd fancy it in this situation as he takes a strike. Repsher's at 2nd, Gatton's at 1st.
Taylorville's in good position here. 2 runners on base, and then, you know, 0 outs.
Next pitch is in the dirt, so it's a 1-1 count. Blaine Goodwin still dealing here for Nokomis, having come on for this 5th inning. Next pitch high and inside. Saw that towards a couple of the Nokomis players. I think that was in the previous half inning.
Little bit of a scary ball there.
Yeah, but I really feel for players in that kind of situation. That is not good. You think getting hit by a pitch anywhere else is bad, and at the head, that's not something you like to see. Next pitch high for a ball, so now it's 3-1.
The best place to get hit is just direct, if it hits the ground and then it hits you, best place to get hit. You just step your foot out a little bit and then it hits you.
Yeah, and that's a ball. No, it's not a ball. That's a strike, as the umpire says that caught the plate, and Greamy had actually just thrown the bat over like he was going to head to first. Now has to get it back. Just a quick word with him and the umpire. I think things are mostly sorted now.
I mean, I would have been a little bit confused. I didn't hear the when I hear from every ump.
All right, now it's a full count. Runners at first and second and nobody out. That one's low, and that's definitely a ball. And now Greamy can throw the bat as the bases are loaded with nobody out. And Taylorville down by just a run.
I mean, perfect opportunity here. Even if Pembroke here, pops out over if he pops out over in the outfield,
deep
then
enough.
it'd be a perfect opportunity for Repture to get in there and score.
It sure would be, as there's a mound conference happening for Nokomis. They're just having to talk over with Blaine Goodwin, who was in center field to start the game and now is pitching. Of course, that would then beg the question of who is in center field now, and I did not bring my binoculars, so I'll have to bring that next time.
Those were always, I'm getting back to playing baseball, I guess, because I keep bringing it up. When I used to play baseball, I mean, it was so boring playing in the outfield until something actually happened. You said he just came up from center field, and it's man, if I'm him, I'd be yay, I'm not in the boring center field. Every time I played outfield, I was so bored the whole game. And then, when I actually got to start playing second base, I was this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me ever.
Well, if I were in the outfield, I would think of that as just a way to watch the game. And everyone else around me, at least, beyond high school, is paying to watch it, and I'm here for free. That's a strike to Kaysen Pembroke, as the side is still down by just a run, but they've got the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the fifth. Oh, and 1, 0-1, and that's grounded over to short and can't come up with it as everyone is safe and the tying run comes in. Repture is home to score, and there was no play as Glenn couldn't get over to make the grab.
Man, if you're Pembroke there, you'd be worried because, you didn't hit that ball very far. You're just lucky that the shortstop wasn't able to pick it up. If I was in there, I'd already maybe have started giving up on the running, dang, I got everybody out. And then, he dropped, he couldn't pick it up.
So that's one base for everyone in every at-bat so far in this inning. Or plate appearance, I should say. They're not all at-bats. First pitch, a strike to Carter Kaplan, who singled last time out. He was stranded over at third at the end of the fourth inning. Now he's got a chance to contribute something. Next pitch, a ball. So it's a 1-1 count there to Carter Kaplan. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Blaine Goodwin. That one's inside, and it's 2-1, and Kaplan had to step back a little bit.
There's been a couple of those we've seen from this new pitcher. They're all going a little bit. They're all going a little bit inside, and then for Repture, they were all really outside.
No outs yet from Blaine Goodwin as that one's lined into center field, and the catch is made for the out, but then the throw to home, trying to get the runner out. They are unable to as the throw's off target. And coming home to score is Gatton, and Taylorville goes from a run down at the start of this half inning to a run up.
I mean, that's just that's really good there. It's always kind of bittersweet, you know. Yeah, you got out, but you ended up getting somebody home. So, I mean,
so it works out.
It's just one of those things. It's like, you know, it would have been way better if, you know, like he didn't catch it.
Well, that was a close play, actually, out in center field. I wasn't actually totally sure he came up with the ball, but the umpire said he did, as the first pitch over to Zayden Donaldson is fouled back, and the count is 0-1 against him. It is 4-3 now, Tornadoes. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Runners on first and second. Pitch inside for a ball. One ball, one strike, one out. With runners on first and second, Greamy's at second, Pembroke is over at first. Fouled back. Straight towards some of those supporters there. That's where I would have flinched. I remember the first time I commentated softball, and I was standing right behind home plate, and a foul ball went right at me. And of course, since I was right behind home plate, it was a line drive, and I flinched, even though there was, of course, the net to protect me.
Well, I mean, the net over there looks like it's given a little less way than the one we're standing behind.
Yeah, a bit less, as the count there is 2-2. Still one out here in this inning. Taylorville now up 4-3 over Nokomis. Taylorville won their first game of the season away to Okaw Valley. Then they lost away to Pawnee. That one's grounded over to second, picking that up, making the throw to first, and the out is made, but it's a sacrifice as the two runners advance to third. And let us pause 10 seconds for station identification here on New Country 104.1. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1. 2 outs now in the inning. As up to the plate is Fallon Turner, and he homered his first time up. They could do with one here, and it looks like so the first pitch there is a ball, and it does look like the runners actually did advance. Oh yeah, I noted that on my score sheet. I don't know what I'm talking about. 1-0 the count to Fallon Turner, with Greamy at third and Pembroke at second. Second pitch high and inside, and Turner had to duck there. Count is 2-0.
I guess there's been a lot of those. Turner's had to duck quite often.
Count is 2-0. And here comes the pitch. That one's behind him. Did it get contact? No. He arched his back forward just to try to avoid the ball.
I mean, I would too. I mean, if it was like a middle school ball, maybe not, but.
And that one's high and inside. Ball four had the duck there, but either way, he would have gotten to first. So another walk there. That's a third walk this inning, and it does load the bases, and I have a feeling we're going to see a change here. I see another player getting his mitt, and we'll take a break while this pitching change is made. You're listening to Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1. It's 4-3 Taylorville. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV, and there's a pitching change for Nokomis as they try to get out of this inning, and it looks like pitching now for Nokomis is Isaac Doyen. So Doyen, who was at third to start this game, is now on the mound, and Doyen actually took the win in his appearance last time out, in that win against Mount Pulaski, where they scored 7 runs in the top of the 7th. He pitched 1 inning, and he struck out the side. And getting ready to come out here to hit. That is Drew Morgan. He'll be the first pitcher, or be the first batter that Doyen faces. The bases are loaded, and Taylorville is up by 4 runs to 3. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Last time up, Morgan hit it pretty far. I mean, little too, just a little less than enough to get it past the fence, but.
First pitch fouled back by Morgan. Max Greamy is on third, Kason Pembroke's at second, and Fallon Turner is at first. All 3 of them actually reached base by non-hits. That one's lined into right center field, getting over to make the catch, and doing so is the right fielder, which I believe is Yeski, and that's the end of the 5th inning. Taylorville does get 2 runs on the board, and they go in front 4-3 after 5 innings. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Nokomis coming back to the plate here after giving up 2 runs in the 5th inning, and they lost the lead. And for Taylorville, it looks like Kason Pembroke is still on the mound. First pitch fouled away. That was kind of a low pitch that still managed to get fouled away to the right side. And Isaac Doyen is how that's pronounced, who just came in to pitch in relief at the end of that inning, is the one who is at bat now.
I figured Pembroke would have been subbed out by now.
Well, he's still going, as then he forces a swing and a miss from one pitcher to the other.
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying he's not. I mean, I still think he's doing very good, but I just figured that, you know, he's pitched so much today.
Indeed, he's been Taylorville's only pitcher so far in this game, as that one's fouled out to the right side. Trying to get over to make the catch is the right fielder, but that one bounces away.
Yeah, there really wasn't a way that he was going to be able to get that ball.
Yeah, that one just drifting a little bit too far away there. So the count still 0-2 now to Isaac Doyen. That one's swung at, and it's on the ground, so having to make the throw over to first is Donaldson, and he does so, and that's out number 1.
You know, I do like that rule. The whole where it's like if the catcher doesn't catch the ball on, you know, the drop three strike. I think that's what it's called, where you can run to first, but very rarely are you actually going to be able to get to first.
Well, at least if the play is made, as that pitch there is a ball with Luke Eisenbarth over at the plate. Eisenbarth 1 for 2 in the game, singled his last time out, and then struck out to start the top of the second. Takes a strike that time. I'll tell you what, in a game I did for another one of our Heart Media Group stations last year, it was a playoff game, and there was that uncaught third strike where the runner did actually manage to get to first because the defense couldn't make the play. As that one's grounded back to the pitcher, just turn it around to make the play there in a play a la Back to Folk from 2004, and that out is made for the second out of the inning. And so that uncaught third strike play I was talking about was near the end of the game, and I actually thought the game was over, and that Central A&M, the school we cover for that other station, I thought their season was over. And then they managed to get to first. Long story short, they won the game. It was a pretty insane game, I must say, that I had the chance to call. First pitch, a strike to Dylan Yeski as he takes that one looking, low and in.
Yeah, well, you know, you can't really say it's over till the fat lady sings, so it's like, you know, can't ever count. Ooh.
The fat lady did not sing, as that one's fouled away off, I think, someone's helmet.
I think that hit Donaldson. Yeesh.
That was a wicked ricochet because it then went over the netting and then behind one of the bleachers.
Oh man.
0-2 the count to Yeski with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Taylorville up 4-3 over Nokomis, having come back. That one's in the dirt, 1-2. Yeski 0 for 2 in the game. He struck out both times up. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one is just a bit low. So it's now 2-2 the count.
Yeski, he's been pretty decent batting, at least I think. I haven't been, keeping track of him specifically. But, outfield-wise, he's been pretty good.
Full count now, as that's another low delivery. So, count is full, as that is ball 4 on the high delivery, and Yeski gets on to first with 2 outs in the inning.
That is just, if you're the pitcher, you got to be kind of upset. You started 0-2, and then you walked him. That's got to be frustrating.
That one's fouled away in that first pitch to Landon Glenn. He is 0 for 1 in this game, walked his first time up and then grounded out on the second time. Oh, and 1 is the count here. That's lined into right center field. That gets down, rolls to the wall. Coming around to third is Yeski, and then throw into second, and the out is made, and that ends the inning. Getting a little too greedy that time is Landon Glenn, as he gets the single, but is put out at second, and that ends the inning. Taylorville up 4-3, going into the bottom of the 6th. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. We're entering the bottom of the 6th inning as Taylorville leads this one 4-3. Leading it off is Lucas Gerlich, who is 0-2 in this game. And he gets started against the opposing pitcher there, who is Dwin. And he swings and misses at that first one for a strike. Isaac Dwin, more specifically, grounds that one to third. Play is almost made as the third baseman gets up there, and throw to first is just in time for out number 1. Now, Gerlich had bent more towards foul territory. Not sure what that was about because he had time to make that play, but did not get to the bag in time.
I was talking to a couple of buddies, you know, a little while ago, or I think it was in my building trades class. Actually, we were talking about what's the hardest sport, and they were talking about how baseball, like, I guess mentally is one of the hardest sports. Not physically, but like just. They were saying these terms like, oh well, it's super hard to hit a baseball.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with that, but I just don't think it's the hardest sport. Obviously, I do think it's a difficult sport, you know, because you got to hit the ball. But I just can't see it as the most physical sport or the most the hardest sport.
I'm sure it's up there. 1-2 count, by the way, to Isaac Repscher. His side up 4-3 over Nokomis here in the bottom of the 6th, 1 out.
I'd say it's probably like top 3, but I don't think it's more difficult than something like wrestling.
That one's fouled back. Got just barely a little bit of the bat on the ball to stay alive here. Repscher is 0-for-1 in the game. He walked on either side of a flyout. Walked twice on either side of a flyout and scored on the latter appearance. Coming around in that 2-run 5th inning that put his side up by 1 instead of being down by 1. Takes a ball there as the count now is 2-2.
I guess you could say you got to be athletic, and like baseball-wise, you got to be athletic enough to. Yeesh.
Yeah, that one was high and inside. The catcher actually didn't even get a hand to it. So it's a full count.
I mean, you got to be fast and athletic enough to dodge those. I mean, man. I heard someone gasp in the crowd. I was like, yeesh.
And I bet they weren't the only one. So it's a full count now with 1 out. That one's lined into right field. It drops in. They say it's a homer. Adios! That had to have just barely cleared the fence and the foul pole. How about that? 3rd home run of the game by the Tornadoes, and they double their advantage. It's 5-3.
Not 1, not 2, not 3 it is 3 home runs. I can't count clearly, but man, I mean, just Taylorville, everyone. I was saying it earlier. Literally everybody on this team has the ability to hit a home run. There's not a single doubt for any of these guys on the team that they can't hit a home run. I mean, it is just insane.
Yeah, they've got some power out there as it's now 5-3 Taylorville. Thanks to the homer there from Isaac Repscher. First pitch to Colton Gatton is low for a ball. The home run sponsored by Taylorville Community Credit Union. And it's another donation of $5 by Scooter's Coffee to the Tornado Sports Boosters. That happening as part of the Tornado Give Back program. Next pitch fouled away. Count is 1-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Taylorville's put 1 run up on the board already.
Taylorville's going to want all they can need because, you know, obviously Nokomis, they came back from that Mount Pulaski game. You know, you may think like, oh, hey, we're up by 2 runs. We might be good, but it's like, if you see what they did last game, probably not.
That one's lined into left field, gets down for a base hit. Should just about roll to the wall. Coming to second is Colton Gatton, and he's in standing up. So you got a home run and a double, both with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
I mean, that was just honestly, that was really just the best thing that could have happened to Colton Gatton. I mean, almost every single time he's hit the ball, it's gone right. I think that was one of the first times it's actually gone left, and it was, obviously none of the guys in the outfield were really expecting it to go left.
And it looks like I think that's a pinch runner who's come on for Taylorville. Or is that a... No, what's happened here? Max Greamy is over at first.
I think, did they intentionally walk him?
That has to have been what happened. So with one out in the inning, Greamy's over at first. Yeah, I totally lost track of what happened, so I'm glad you were there to clarify. So runners on first and second now with Kason Pembroke over at the plate. And he is 0 for 3 in this game, having reached twice on an error on either side of a ground out.
Did have that RBI, though, I think.
Did have yes, I counted that at least as an RBI. That one's a deep shot into left field. Could that be going as well? That is just about foul. Close one there. I could not see from this position, so just relying on some of the other folks to make that determination for me.
I couldn't see where it went. I didn't hear any cheers, so, I mean, I would guess it was a foul.
Yeah, I guess too. 0-1 the count now with Kason Pembroke at the plate. He flies that one into right center field. Coming in to make the catch is the right fielder, and the catch is made. So 2 gone now in the inning. Runners still on first and second. Taylorville up by 5 runs to 3. Make that 6 runs to 3 if I've... No, the 5 runs to 3. Carter Kaplan now at the plate. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Hit the sacrifice fly his last time up. Just asks for a moment there as... Still dealing is Isaac Dwin for Nokomis. Here comes the first pitch. That's low into the dirt, just barely into the dirt there. Ball 1. (5-3) Taylorville. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Takes that pitch for a strike. So it's now 1-1. Taylorville after this game. Actually, I didn't write down who they're facing next. Okay.
It's kind of nice seeing so many people at this game. I mean, I've seen baseball games. I've seen some of the high school games where there's not many here at these games, but I mean, like, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, good crowd. Really happy about this turnout. Nice for the atmosphere. You love to see it. Yeah. I'll just tell you that much. That one's popped up over to the right side, and getting under it to make the grab is the first baseman there. And that's the end of the 6th inning. Taylorville gets another run on the board. They lead 5-3 going into the top of the 7th. This is Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1. And we're into the top of the 7th inning. Nokomis needs 2 runs to stay alive in this one. At least 2, of course. We played just 7 innings in high school baseball. And coming up to lead it off for Nokomis is Carter Wexton, who is 1 for 2 in the game. He doubled back in this 2nd inning and then struck out to end the 4th. That was part of a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th. And still on the mound, it looks like, for Taylorville is Kason Pembroke. He's played this entire game so far, giving up the 3 runs. First one popped up, and it's Pembroke who's gotten over to the first base line. Now coming into third is the third baseman to make the catch, and that's out number 1. Very quick first out there as making that grab. It looks like, I'm just trying to figure out who that would have been. That was Colton Gatton.
I mean, we talked earlier during the break about, some of the guys that have been really good and, who should win MVP. I mean, honestly, Colton Gatton has been really good, honestly.
He might just be named the New Country Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game. Find out after the game who that ends up being, as there's this swing and a miss on Blaine Goodwin for strike number 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Taylorville up 5-3 in this top half of the 7th and takes strike 2.
Honestly, it's really impressive what Pembroke's done. I mean, being the only pitcher, that's got to put some wear and tear on your shoulder.
It sure does, and his pitching, it seems like it's gotten more accurate as the game has gone on, which you think like maybe the opposite happens as the game goes on. That one fouled away over to the right side.
I mean, I don't know the last time I've seen a game where there's just one pitcher the whole time.
That one is fouled away. Or was it fouled away? No, I think it just came off the glove. So here's a 1-2 pitch coming up for Blaine Goodwin. That one's in the dirt. 2-2, and well, I was just talking about those accurate pitches. Now we've had a couple get away.
Man, I guess we gotta stop talking specifically. Apparently we gotta just start talking about the bad stuff, and then the good stuff will end up happening.
Oh, we'll see if that happens. I feel like that has been the trend in this game. That one's lined back to the pitcher, but gets away as it rolls all the way into the outfield, and on base is Blaine Goodwin for the 2nd time in this game.
We've mentioned it a few times. Nokomis coming back to beat Mount Pulaski, their last game. I mean, I said it earlier. It's not over till the fat lady sings, and it's like this could be very much the case.
All right, so up to the plate now is Cannon Jones, who is 0 for 1 in this game, takes a ball, and I see some players getting set to warm up for Taylorville.
Looks like it might be Alex Caldwell and Thor Shanks.
Yeah, looks like it. Yep. Next pitch high for a ball, so it's 2-0 to Cannon Jones with Blaine Goodwin over at first. And I'll tell you what, Blaze, it's gotten quite a bit cooler here.
I was kind of I was talking about how it's a little hot for me. Now it's perfect.
That one's in the dirt, so it is 3-0 with Jones at the plate. Actually, wouldn't mind a sweatshirt right now, but I don't have one with me. So it is 5-3 still, with Taylorville leading Nokomis here in the the top of the 7th inning, rather. A double play here would end the game. And that's ball 4. 4 pitches low as Jones is now aboard at first and Goodwin advances to second. And a conversation happening, and I can see that Alex Caldwell is warming up. over in the bullpen. It's not totally closed off, but it's still wide enough out. And I think I actually see two pitchers there warming up. Might just try to get confirmation on who the other one is.
Number 14, and it looks like number 15, which would be
so.
Well, I can't see the number anymore.
Yeah, no, not through the chain link fence. So we'll try to figure that out shortly. But just a conversation on the mound there as Taylorville's head coach Brian Sample comes out to have a chat with his players. All right, well, we go on here. Nolan Herbstreet, who was actually replaced by a pinch runner the last time he got on base, which was the last time he appeared, which was the 5th inning. He is back up to bat here. So, Herbstreet, who is 1 for 1 in the game. And he takes a strike on the lower part of the plate. He's got runners on first and second, and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. His side down by 2. We only play 7 innings, so a double play ends it. And now Taylorville's got a couple of ways they could get that double play. That one misses for a ball. It was a good pitch otherwise. With Kaysen Pembroke still dealing for the Tornadoes.
A lot of these recent throws here have been very, very low.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swings and misses at that one, and it is 1-2. Levi German is on deck. But depending on what happens on this play, we'll see if he gets to come up. 1-2 the count now. Runners on first and second. That one's grounded over to second. I don't think there's time for a double play, but the throw to first is in time from the second baseman Morgan there, and that's 2 outs. And runners on second and third now.
And this is a very, very interesting game here. We've got German up. I mean, he was able to hit big earlier. Now
another conversation on the mound, except this time not with the head coach. It's just with the infielders as they talk things over here. So Levi German is up to the plate. Isaac Dwin had also walked up, except that for the fact that he is now on deck at this point. So that's not a change that could have been made. I initially thought there was going to be a pinch hitter. It's not to be.
I know that Pembroke's going to want to finish this game. It'd be kind of, you know, it wouldn't feel great to throw to everyone and then be subbed out for the potential last batter of the game. And I know the coaches would rather have Pembroke out there too, so they can save guys like Alex Caldwell and their other pitchers for other games.
A lot to consider for the coaches as there are now 2 outs in the inning. Taylorville up by 2 in the top half of the 7th. That one's popped up right side. Running back there is Davidson to try to catch it, but it bounces right into the steel seats that are the bleachers.
Man, ooh, I'm immediately jumping. If I'm at the top of the bleachers, immediately jumping off. I'm not taking that risk of it hitting me.
Jumping off there. Yep. It's probably what I would have done or wanted to do.
If I could climb the fence.
Yeah. All right, so the count is 0-1 with Levi German still at the plate. 2 outs here. Swings and misses at that one. And he's down to his last strike.
0-2 would be perfect for it'd be perfect for Pembroke here if he could finish it out.
I think considering how long this outing has lasted, he will want to do just that. We'll find out. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and it's a called strike 3 as he gets it right on the tie inside corner. And how about that? Complete game by Kaysen Pembroke. He gets the win, and so too does Taylorville. And this finishes by 5 runs to 3 as Taylorville goes up to 2-1. They come back in this one to get the win. Nokomis drops to 1-2 in another one of their away games before they go back home in the early part of this season in 2026. What a win there by Taylorville. They take this one by 5 runs to 3. Stay tuned. We'll look back at this game after a little bit of a break and name the new country, Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the game. Again, Taylorville 5, Nokomis 3 is the final score here. This is Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. Okay, we're going to do a 3-minute break. Let's make sure we play all. We'll go with that. Going forward for our broadcast, I know in the past we highlight reels or whatever players we have. So you get that point you want to leave it, and we have everything Tornado Baseball on New Country 104.1 and Tommy TV. This one finishes here. Taylorville 5, Nokomis 3. What a game this was between these two teams, as Nokomis got a good early start to the game, getting themselves on the board in the first inning. Through that RBI single by Isaac Dwin, bringing home Blaine Goodwin. And then Taylorville responded with a home run in the bottom of the second inning with Max Greeny hitting the first of what would be 3 home runs for the Tornadoes. Correction, that actually was Fallon Turner who hit that home run. And then, Max Greeny would homer again in the third inning, but that came after a pair of runs from Nokomis, which came after some errors on the Taylorville fielding side of things, as that made it 3-2 in favor of Nokomis, and then Taylorville did all the scoring the rest of the way. They put up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning as they got off to a good start in that inning, took advantage of an error there, and then, they, of course, at that point went up by 4 runs to 3, and then a home run by Isaac Repscher in the 6th inning made it 5-3, and Nokomis made a good attempt to come back there right at the end of the top of the 7th, but they were unsuccessful in doing so. Blaze Rogers, any highlights from you in this game in terms of how the sides played?
Well, I would say, like, highlight-wise, I mean, obviously the home runs are big, but I would say, like, Colton Gatton's defensive play, the amount of defensive plays he made throughout the game. I mean, Kason Pembroke being able to pitch the entire game. I mean, those are just some real highlights, and especially with the whole thing with Pembroke, pitching the whole game because it rests up other pitchers.
Oh, that's right. As you mentioned there, Colton Gatton, you gave a little bit of a teaser for our new country, Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game, and it indeed is going to Colton Gatton. Now, this one, I was talking with Blaze and with our folks in the Tommy TV gallery. This one was a bit of a tough call because there were a lot of players who made little contributions that all added up. But Colton Gatton, he did have 2 hits in the game for Taylorville. In fact, I actually don't think there was anyone else on this team who actually managed 2 hits. But yeah, he got the single in the 5th inning, in that 2-run 5th inning that Taylorville used to go in front. And then he also had that double in the 6th that did not ultimately lead to anything, but still a big play there. And Colton Gatton, therefore, gets your new country, Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game honor. So there you go. I think we'll call it a wrap here with Taylorville taking this one over Nokomis by 5 runs to 3 on opening day for the 2026 season. Blaze, thanks so much for joining me field side. I'm Reed Kamai. Thanks so much as well, of course, to the folks in the Tommy TV gallery and everyone who works behind the scenes with the Tommy TV production. Thanks so much for all of your help with all of this, and it's been great to work with you folks for football and basketball, and then we'll do it again this season for select baseball and softball games in 2026. Looking forward to that. And thank you for tuning in. We'll end it right here. Final score again. Taylorville 5, Nokomis 3. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.
You're watching Tommy TV.